What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp.
Sparky.
Back again like you never left. And today we're going to be doing a comparison video, and we're going to be talking about $700 night vision versus $7,000 night vision.
Break out the checkbook.
Oh yeah, break out the checkbook. We've been getting into a lot of night vision here on the channel, and we kind of want to bring you guys our opinions on the two different ends of the spectrum. Now, of course, you can go way higher than $7,000 in the night vision world, but you can't really go way lower than $700. The night vision can bust into the $40,000, $50,000 range if you're getting into panos, but I think these $7,000 BMVD ones paint a good end of the spectrum capability. So we've been spending a lot of time with night vision here recently, doing classes, shooting here on our own at night, and we kind of want to bring these to you to help you guys better understand the different ends and to make a better informed decision on what maybe you should get when you're looking to pick it up, because it can be very intimidating.
Oh yeah, especially when you're gonna spend that kind of money.
Yeah, you want to make sure you know what you're getting, and you want to make sure that you know you're getting what you need to be getting. So before we dive into it, there are a few disclaimers that we have to spill on the table. The first is we do have a relationship with Armasight. Okay, there's the first one. We do not have a relationship with Sightmark. All right, there's the second one. And then the third one, Sparky, basement operator.
Wham.
Bam. Night owl stuff, because we're doing a lot of night vision stuff. So check us out at basementoperator.com.
Please.
There you can, pretty please, Sparky's looking to retire. Yeah. There we do all of our merch there. You can also find builds and stuff. So like if you want to check out, well, the helmet build's not ever there yet, but it will be eventually. But like any of our rifle builds, plate carrier builds, you can check that out at basementoperator.com. And then last but not least, and definitely not forgotten, a big thank you to True Shot Gun Club, as they are one of the biggest supporters of the channel, and they keep the freedom seeds flowing here.
That's right.
At the old Elliott Delp YouTube channel. So big thank you to them. If you haven't heard, True Shot Gun Club is a massive, a massive distributor of ammo. You can find most of your plinking ammunition there, 5.56, 308, 9mm, 45. It's great for just shooting. If you want to get M855 or M193, that stuff is there. They don't have as much hunting stuff, but they have a ton of stuff if you're looking.
It's like bulk stocking up.
Yeah, stocking up, getting ready for the boog. You know, that type of stuff. So big thank you to True Shot Gun Club. If you want to check them out, head on over to basementoperator.com/links. All right, Sparky. So let's talk about these two options. So the quick overview of the Sightmark Wraith is it is a mono digital night vision optic. And so what that means is essentially it has a camera on the inside of it that picks up infrared light and displays it to your eye. And this mounts just like this one does right here on a dovetail piece on this helmet. This is a Ballistic Armor Co. helmet. Big shout out to them. There's some awesome dudes over there at Ballistic Armor Co. This is the new Bastion Gen 3 helmet. Super sweet. We've been testing it. We've been running it. Video will probably be here soon on this helmet, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to see how we run this, make sure to subscribe for that. But you can mount it directly to a dovetail, or it comes with a J-arm if you want to run it like a PVS 14. This has magnification built in, so it's a 1:8, but it is digital magnification.
Yeah.
So what that means is essentially you're zooming in on a picture. So I write off digital magnification as the biggest waste of existence, because it once you zoom in, you can't really see much.
It gets real grainy.
It gets real grainy,
yeah.
and it's digital night vision anyway, so it's really grainy anyway. It's kind of just, you know.
If you've never seen anything but digital night vision,
it's pretty cool.
You won't understand.
Yeah.
Until you
hit the big stuff. This is good for, I would say, just typical scanning. You're not looking for a lot of range. And the problem with digital, and it may or may not be a problem, is it has to be accompanied with an IR illuminated device. Usually moonlight and starlight typically aren't enough to compensate for the lack of IR. So with the Sightmark Wraith, there is an IR illuminator that is built into the bottom here. It throws a pretty good throw, but it is pretty essential to run with if you're looking to use this.
So downfall would be like in a tactical situation.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're going against someone that also has night vision, SOL.
Yeah, because
exactly where you are.
It's like if anybody,
here am I.
So if you have night vision, and say you have actual night vision, and you see somebody with an IR throw, it is like a spotlight in
He's
the
like, hey,
night.
I'm right here, lead here, hey.
Yeah, it's like, here, shoot me, right? So that is one of the downsides if you were to use digital night vision on a tactical scenario. Now, they do make digital night vision that's coming up. The Psionics is supposed to be really top of the line in terms of digital night vision. We don't have our hands on any of them, nor can we really attest to that type of stuff. But undoubtedly, digital is really making its way. I
It's
just
starting
don't
to refresh a little faster.
Yeah, and that's another great point, Coleman. The refresh rate is another thing that
If you move really quickly, you have to pause and wait.
Yes, exactly. It's very blurry. It's just where it's a camera. It doesn't have a super quick.
Because you're seeing it secondhand.
Yeah. And I think that is another shortcoming of this night vision. Now, you know, it is what it is. It comes with the digital territory. Another thing to talk about is FOV. So the field of view when you're looking through. The Sightmark Wraith, I can't remember exactly what the FOV is, like the actual number. Hunter, please look it up and pop it up here on the screen somewhere. But it is really restricted compared to typical NVGs. So it's just the name of the game. It's a camera. It can't catch as much as something else. But where this really shines is the price point.
Yeah,
so
most people can, well, I'm not going to say most people, but it is
most people
more
don't want
affordable
to dump
option.
that type of money in on it.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
more affordable.
the $700, if you're taking this hunting or
You're just going predator hunting.
Or maybe just like scanning with it in your field, and you're not doing a lot of tactical training with it, it really shines on that, okay? This also offers internal recording, which is nice. So if you like see a massive bear or something, or you see some coyotes and you want to record, you can
Sasquatch.
Or Squatch. Exactly, if you're Squatch hunting with the homies, or snipe hunting. You know what a snipe is?
Oh man, if you ain't been, you gotta go.
Yeah, we'll take you.
We'll take you. Come on.
But it's really good for that, and that's another feature of the Sightmark Wraith that is really good. All right, so now let's talk about the BMVD 51s.
I want to be real careful.
Yeah, pick them up very slowly. Oh, no. So the BMV 51s are from Armasight. There are two different versions. These are the 51s. They also make a 40-some version, and that refers to the field of view that you get out of each tube. So when you look through these, you get 51 degrees of FOV, which are really nice. In comparison to this, I can't even remember off the top of my head. I think it's 17 if I had to guess. You get a lot of FOV off of the BMVD 51s, or even like something smaller like a PVS 31 or a PVS 14 or something like that. You're still getting a lot of FOV off of those, whereas you don't with these. Now, these are not digital night vision. These are the real deal. And so what that means is these are white phosphorus. You can also have green phosphorus. They use phosphorus to bring in, and I don't know, ambient light. I don't know the exact science behind it because that's way over me. I'm no engineer. But essentially these gather light. And I am an engineer.
Oh, wait a minute.
I am an engineer, but I'm not a night vision engineer. So these essentially run off of like moonlight and stars. Now they will work with IR light, and they will pick it up. They will pick it up great, but you don't typically need it unless it's a very, very dark night. You can do a lot of your tactical training with these with just nothing at all, no IR illumination, and you can get your work done, you know? So, I mean, these really hold a tactical advantage over these. Refresh rate, we kind of talked about the slow refresh rate on the Sightmark. These are pretty much instantaneous because you're not looking through a
You're not looking
camera.
at a screen.
Yeah, and that allows for it to refresh instantly, and you're seeing stuff like in super real time. There's no motion blur, which is a great thing. You're also paying $7,000, but there is no motion blur whatsoever. I mean, and you're seeing stuff crystal clear.
Yeah, it's so much makes it more crisp, and the detail you can see in these, like you can read a piece of paper.
Yeah. I mean,
with these bad boys, no.
And despite this having a really nice screen in it, it does still suffer. And I mean, it can only do so much as a camera.
I mean, now granted, we are comparing like apples to oranges.
Yeah, we're comparing a 700 to 7,000, and there's definitely a purpose to each. Just to kind of brush over some more features of the BMVD 51s before we talk about use case, they attach just like the Sightmark does. They do come with 2 lens caps. They use a CR123 battery.
Pretty common.
Pretty common. If you need to, you can pop this out, pop the insert out, and put a AA battery in it, which is really nice.
That is nice, have that option.
Yeah, so you can bounce between either or. And I mean, that's great. You can also run a battery pack on it. You can also do that with the Sightmark as well, though.
The one thing you don't get with this is the ability to record.
Yeah.
Without having an external.
And those external devices are an absolute pain in the ass. We actually broke ours, so. We found better luck holding these things up with an iPhone and doing that to get footage. And actually the footage you guys will probably see is of us looking through an iPhone through these things. You have on off. They do have a small IR illuminator, but you
don't really need it.
You don't need it.
In some applications, yes.
But the IR illuminator that's built in for this is more like a reading light.
Yeah,
It is very toned down. It is for only like going into buildings if it's pitch black. Because I mean, if you turn this on and you're outside like we are here at night, it doesn't throw very far. You'll need something
right here.
You'll need something a little bit
like a stream light.
Yeah, stream light, a little bit more intense to throw a more defined beam out. This also has auto gain, so that controls essentially how much light it brings in and science stuff, which is a really nice feature. Actually this is manual gain. A lot of NVGs have auto gain. So the ability to control your gain is really nice, and how
you can
bright
kind of fine tune it to
your eyes. I mean, the BMVDs aren't super feature packed, but they
cover all the bases.
They cover all the bases well, and their quality is what you pay for. Because they're real night vision, they can't record, they can't zoom, but you don't need that.
No,
it's these things blow this out of the water.
And they should.
And they should. I mean, you're paying $7,000 for it. So let's talk about use case for each of these.
Yeah, who
needs to buy what? So the BMVDs are definitely end user, without a doubt. If you're doing a lot of shooting, if you're doing a lot of tactical training, you're doing this as a job, the BMVDs will do everything you need them to do, and they are really stand out and top of the line type stuff. A lot of people choose night vision for predator hunting. The ability to run binos when you're predator hunting.
Just for them to be able to see.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of use cases for high-end night vision that you don't really think about. Like Hunter mentioned, flight nursing.
Pilots, nurses.
But they use nice night vision. Actually, Armasight sells aircraft grade night vision. It's like $10,000 for a set, which is insane. But I mean, those people need it. They need it because if you want to
save somebody's life,
yes,
by all means.
Yeah, and these really shine in needing it for like hard use case, needing to be able to identify everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Need to be able to rely and depend on it. You don't have to worry about a screen going bad on them.
You can beat them up.
Yeah, and
you can use them and not be afraid to. Oh, if I use this in the way you're supposed to use it, it's not going to break.
They're meant to work.
Yes.
And they're meant for the working individual. But you can also get them to play with. And we definitely wouldn't recommend going broke.
No.
For the NVGs. All right. We would not recommend anybody to go take out loans to buy night vision.
If there's a scale.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I'm gonna predator hunt here and there and would like a little bit of night vision, I'm probably gonna go with this one.
Exactly, and I think that brings us to the $700 one. If you're looking for something to scan with, if you're looking for something that you don't need to depend on it necessarily for your life, I think the $700 Sightmark really holds a place. It does a fairly decent job of being able to identify. You can shoot tactically with it. Is it kind of rough to do so? Yes, but you can do it. You can't do it as easily as this. But it's definitely doable. You can do binos. If you wanted to buy 2, you're looking at $1,400 on that one, and you're starting to up the price. But if you're going to spend $1,400, I would almost say go PVS 14.
Yeah, I agree.
And get a single mono PVS 14. You won't be able to record, you won't be able to zoom, but it'll work better.
No, and I'm not a fan of the single mono just because it's trippy. Because it's like I had a real hard time focusing when I just got one tube. That's just me. That didn't really apply to this. But if you had the option between single and double,
Go double.
Or good, yeah, go with the dual tubes. It's way better. Just do it. Just do it. Trust me.
Yeah, just do it. And you can also go cheaper than $7,000, like running 2 PVS 14s for binos. That's definitely a doable option, and is a very useful scenario.
And also, another thing we didn't really talk about, but the size.
Yes, the size.
The size. Obviously this is heavier than this because it's dual compared to a mono. But the size.
But check it. Yeah, I mean, we're talking an extra 2 inches maybe.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. It's 2 inches is a ton. Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely benefits to the $700. Probably more on the budget end of
wallet friendly
predator hunting, maybe intro to tactical shooting. Just wanted to dip your toes into night vision. There's definitely a use case, but you know, a lot of times, if I had to say it, I would probably say if you're going to get a mono like this, just save up an extra $700 and go get a mono PVS 14.
I would agree with that.
Because there is the buy once, cry once. I think digital night vision is working its way in the right direction, and I think we'll be there one day, but I don't know if it's today.
Like digital night vision on a rifle, you can kind of get away with.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Digital night vision for dropping it down in front of your face.
And where your head's constantly moving, it's going to get real annoying real quick with the refresh rate.
Yeah, and it hurts your head.
Digital night vision on the firearm, you can almost get away with it.
Yeah. I would agree with that statement. That's a very good point. I think there's a lot of great night vision options out there. These are obviously 2 ends of the spectrum. You might hit right there in the middle. You might be able to spend $3,000 on it and get a real night vision, but maybe you're not buying BMVD 51s. Maybe you're buying like a single PVS 14 tube that's really, really nice. That's Gen 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of different stuff out there, but I mean, there is clear distinction between digital and traditional. Don't let anybody tell you that the digital is just as good, because it's not. It does have a purpose, it does have a use case, but be warned that, you know, there's
the moment you try this
will be a pain in the ass to you.
And you'll realize how lacking digital is.
Yeah, in terms of performance.
Yes.
Not in terms of features, but in terms of performance. All right, so I think that about concludes it. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to follow Sparky and me on the gram, because we'd really appreciate additional followers. Say hi, we'll respond, maybe. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Big thank you to True Shot Gun Club, by the way. And we'll see you guys on the next one. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace.